Good morning.
So we have quit.
We have quit. And it feels really good.
Since my dad died, it has been just 150 miles an hour. And yes, I bought our milk cow Honey because I wanted more milk and I thought that it was like the right move. We had the milk machine. Georgia really, drinks a lot of milk. I would say it's
98% of her diet.
My dad dying, needing to be more mobile, and I think just a new season of life that we wanted here on this property to take a break from cows.
Well, I think timeline matters.
Okay.
So we've had Goldie for the last 4 years. God love her. She's a mother to all mothers. In the beginning of 2025, you had an itch. We needed to dry Goldie off and you had an itch. What if we had another milk cow? Wouldn't that be great to always be in milk? So we get Honey home.
Because we thought that with the loan of the home edition that we were gonna have enough funds to build the barn right away.
Right. A barn that would place cows in a central location, give us a little milking parlor, it would streamline so many of the chores that we have with cows, like associated with cows, from like milking to cow care, just a central location that we could go and maintain more easily. And that's February. So Honey comes home in February. March, your dad passes away. We do several family events, so like a burial, a memorial. And the day after the memorial, so this is about 3 weeks worth of events and being present. The day after the memorial and Bo gets home, Honey calves. Now the timeline is in April, right? So we're in April, she calves, and then we have the calf until now, which is September. No, till now, which is October. So something that I realized once we got to the point that we were ready to sell the cows over the summertime was that Bo had lost his dad, had this sort of like looming, not as negative as this sounds, but it was a looming threat that Honey could calve any day because we bought her pregnant. So we didn't know, is she going to calve in March, April, May? We really have no clue. We just have a window. So that, if you've ever like paused to consider your own thoughts and how they occupy space in your brain, in the back of the brain is, oh dear, this cow could calve. I'm going to be away. I can't be torn between my homestead and my family. And then that continued on until October because we have this responsibility of milking. So I realized that for this dear, sweet, wonderful man, there had never been the respite. There had never been the room in your brain to truly be present.
There are no breaks on the homestead. Rain or shine, and often into the dark, there is work to be done and fun to be had. Thanks to Olight and their flashlights, we have everything we need to finish the task. Our family has run through our fair share of flashlights, but the Olight Marauder Mini 2 is the first flashlight that we've had that does more than we expected. Just look at this field of vision. The weight in your hands is just right. The size and shape makes it easy to grab on your way out the door and heavy enough to be used for self-defense. And they even shipped it in its own little black carrying case.
Legit! Whoa! It's like a little mini Pelican case! Read me. Oh, man, okay, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Olight.
Watch this go from floodlight to spotlight. There is no place to hide.
I don't see anything.
With a brightness of up to 10,000 lumens and beam distance of 750 meters, the Marauder Mini 2 has a max runtime of 150 days in side lighting mode. I can't think of a better flashlight for the homestead or for camping or even emergency preparedness. Olight has a variety, including the Arc Pro and the O-Clip Pro. The Arc Pro fits perfectly in your purse or pocket. You can toss it in a backpack, adding virtually no weight at all. But the power it packs is impressive. This is a standard carry I would recommend anyone have with them as part of their daily safety practice. Smaller than your streaming remote, this flashlight is wildly versatile. The clip allows you to go hands-free, and the location of the charger means you can use it even while it's recharging. There are 3 light sources in one: a white light, a green beam, and UV, all accessible with the toggle on the top.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Wow.
For something even smaller in size and portability, the O-Clip Pro from Olight is a hands-free dream. The clip on this one is durable and super lightweight. You can attach it to a backpack strap or even just your shirt without weighing it down. If you're a runner or love biking and hiking, this blinking light feature makes sure that others can see you, and with up to 120 meters of visibility, you can see them. Safety is a top priority for us on our homestead. If you've been able to avoid chores after dark, that's a blessing, but it's not always an option for us. Olight gives our family confidence as a deterrent from predators and a tool for us to care for our livestock. Olight wanted to show up for y'all. They've offered an exclusive giveaway to our Better Together viewers. Leave a comment below to be entered to win an O-Clip Pro. It's the season for gifts and deals, so check out the link below for amazing offers on these Olight products.
As we are talking about getting rid of the cows, here's a quick update of the back pasture that we did the hay bale grazing. It really doesn't go very far.
We did have 2 rains in 45 days, 50 days now. I think every marriage has these moments, whether you feel like your marriage is strong or you feel like it's shaky, but like the crisis moments where the person you love is just in a downward spiral. So in June, we're sitting there milking, and we've been discussing selling honey for maybe a couple of weeks. And we're milking, and Bo is in an absolute panic. We're hand milking at this time. She had not been trained well. She had not yet adapted to the milking machine. We tried it once, and it was like terrifying for her. Eventually, we got there. But at this point, it is like the peak of Bo's, I can't handle another wrong thing, another thing screwing up. So he's sitting there yelling at me, and he's like,
Yelling?
Like,
no.
Let's talk about how Bo's yell goes. It sounds something like this. I'm completely overwhelmed. And if you would just list the cows like we said you would.
It's more like, it's definitely a lot more like the Christmas story of like, well,
it's,
just sell the cows.
It's also 17 years of marriage, knowing this has nothing to do with me.
Not like abusive yelling.
Well, no one said abusive yelling.
You said he yelled at me.
He did. And he was like, if you would just sell the cows like we said you would, then, and I was like, fine. You want me to list the cows? The reason I'm hesitating to list the cows is because you're so freaking dramatic about it. So let's list the cows. And I list the cows, and then we decide, no, let's try and get them pregnant.
Well, the best offer that we got. So we bought honey for $3,500. I think that we overpaid. Heavy, I guess so. A2. It's from a more expensive person who resells. Cow market prices were high, but I still think that we overpaid for her. But we got, it worked out, I think, in the end. So $3,500. The best price we got in June was $3,500 for honey and
her
the calf,
who was about 3 months old. So, like, I guess the question that everyone would ask is, like, how much did you pay for her? So we paid $3,500 for her bred. That was in the beginning of 2025. Then we knew she was bred with like a Angus bull. So then when it came time to sell her, we decided to sell her as a pair. She's still very fresh and nursing. And the price was just too low for us to be satisfied. We're like, let's try to get her pregnant.
Well, and Goldie.
Well, Goldie is on her last leg. I've told you guys about this. Our friends at Reverence Farms, amazing cow mentors, not sponsored, but if you're gonna do cows, get their manual, it will change your life. I use it every day. And they said, don't sell your problems, eat them. And Rebecca Rose told me 1 year ago, she was like, you need to eat Goldie. She's ornery, she's not getting pregnant. And I was like, no, let's give her one more chance to be bred. And so that catches us up to where we are, which is we attempted AI with hormonal injections, both Goldie and Honey in August. A friend of ours also attempted AI that same day, different bulls, but same AI tech for 3 of her cows. We have 5 open cows between the 2 of us right now. And so that was the convincing point where we were like, all right, we gave a little try to see if we could increase the value in Honey. We tried Goldie one more time to see if she would get pregnant. I've shared on a previous video why I think Goldie is not getting pregnant. And so you can go back to that if you have questions, or you can send us a note. And out of all of those things, we came down to the point where we realized we are in a new season and we need to stop pretending like Bo's dad didn't die and that it didn't change everything. And that might sound super intense or like doomsday looking, but the reality is we need to be able to go see your parents. We realize how aged my parents are. We need to be able to go see my parents. And the season of life that we are in has completely changed. I mean, completely. So for the sake of us still being able to live on the homestead, still being able to steward this land well, still carrying out the things that we have envisioned for this property, we need the cows to go to new homes. So we sold Honey so cheap. And let me tell you, if you have an animal that you want sold, and now we did vet the person who came, so we felt like she was going to a good place. But if you want an animal sold, this is how you do it. You say, fantastic first milk cow for any family. She is amazing. She milks by hand. She milks by machine. She's fantastic. Halter trained. I mean, she's a dream. She really is a dream, and it was hard to let her go. But I posted her with all her best qualities, even was honest about some things that she might struggle with. And I said, price to sell, needs to be sold by Wednesday. This was a Monday.
Yep.
Monday afternoon, I had 4 people willing to come get her Wednesday. One person said, I'll come get her tomorrow. And so we got that person here, checked her out, spent about an hour with them, really going over how we care for her, that she's very valuable, not only to us, but just as a milk cow in general. Like, she is a dream. And at the end of the appointment, it was like no brainer. They were gonna take her no matter what.
What'd you say?
I said the chickens did not get back here to scratch this poo. The price to sell price on Honey, $2,000. Did I take a $1,500 bath on her? Yes, I did. However, I still have her calf. So this was the tier in decision making. The first one was, can we get both cows pregnant? The answer was no. So then we, did our little infograph and we said, follow the no line. And so the no line said, all right, can we sell Honey privately? I was 100% against a barn. Wasn't going to happen.
I was ready for it.
I know, but this wouldn't honor.
No, we probably wouldn't have gotten the amount. I will say.
It was the right choice to go private.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we would have gotten
Can I talk about price real quick?
Sure.
Honey also started to get, and so the sale, she's gone, the sale's done, and we said she's an as is, like we said everything that we had. So we kept
as is.
Well, I mean,
no, it's true.
So we kept the calf on too long, and she got a scab on one of her front teats. It got enough that it started creating
a callus.
Yeah, a callus on that, and it was painful for her, so she would kick. So for the first time, we were about to say, hey, let's go ahead and buy a $200 kick bar, cow can't kick bar, or we had to do the rope. Mm-hmm. It was just a lot of things, and we were set to go out of town to go see your parents. And my brain was like, I think we could get $2,500 for her. But my brain was, if I don't go see your parents, and me already having lost my dad, I'm like, is $500 worth being able to go see your parents? I'm like, of course it would be. Sure.
It's almost like comparing two measurements of success.
Yeah, and I just like, Or I would stay home and milk the cow because we couldn't have a farm sitter do this.
Which was already depressing you.
It was. I was like, I had to stay home and do all the cow chores and like try to milk this cow by myself.
Once I priced her to sell, and she did go for, just enough for our mental health and to not lose out too much. She'd also raised a calf for us. She'd given us, so much milk over the last few months. So it was not hard to just send her to a new good home. Then the idea is Goldie will go to the butcher because we're gonna eat our problems, we're not gonna sell them. So for all of my friends who talked to me in January, Goldie is going to freezer camp. So gelato is gonna be sold, possibly to the barn, but also possibly just private sale. We've private sold cows before. So the plan is now quit cows altogether for a season, and they are amazing. In fact, like we drove this weekend to Dallas and I was just like, I'm never gonna get over cows. We're driving past, so much ranch land, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get over cows. So I'm 100% certain that we will have cows again. I'm also 98% certain we'll have milk cows again. For right now, for so many reasons that we'll keep talking about as we move forward with a lot of the property projects, this land also needs a rest. So this is that 7-year rest where we've had incredibly dry seasons the last couple of years. We need to work on some irrigation. We've got to lay a lot more carbon down than we would get even with cows. We'd have to have so many cows just to get the deposits that we need from them. And so that's our plan, is get these cows to their next stage, work on parking up the property. And I will say the payoff for Bo, even while he loves on this cow who started it all, is that,
right.
You nosy broad.
I know.
That's why we're eating you. The payoff is that we've learned extraordinary amounts of good and hard things. We've also learned what we're made of with these cows, because you don't get days off, and that's where the strain is here. And I really had a moment of like, did we fail? And that's why we're getting rid of cows. But if life hadn't lifed us so hard this year, we would still have the cows. So it's not a failure. It's actually a huge measurement of success and maturity to realize where our limits are and then honor them. Because the alternative is my husband having panic attacks every week where he is afraid he's not providing for his family, or he's not caring for his family of origin, his mom, his brothers, where we want to show up well for them. And then that recalibrated how we look at our family at large. We've got a kid who's going to be 18 soon. And if he goes off, then we only have 4 years left with him. So it just really caused us to do this thing that I've learned through homeschooling. And Charlotte Mason talks about having rightly ordered loves. Everything can't be the best. Everything can't be the priority. You have to have things rightly ordered. So one day, cows on our property will be in the right order again. And for now, we're getting out and we're really happy about it.
So there's a lot of things that we're gonna do with our time here on the property. We're gonna, I really think a lot of it is refocusing on infrastructure. Things like fencing, things like the barn, a shop, something that most people start with, and you should start with, but we didn't want to. We wanted the milk. Now, I would want to say this. I'm seeing a lot of YouTube titles and thumbnails that are hinting that a lot of homesteaders on YouTube are changing up their life. I would like to know, put it down in the comments below, if you are seeing anything that there's like this 7-year itch. I know that a lot of people say for a marriage, the 7th year is the hard year, and we went through something like that as well.
Now we're married to our property.
Yeah. So put that down in the comments below. I'd love to know what you're seeing here on YouTube.
Yeah, the algorithm does kind of deceive you because maybe not everyone is noticing that.
Yeah.
But I do think there was a big boom in 2025. I think some people have gotten in over their heads. I think the reason we aren't in over our heads is because we do what we're doing right now. We recalibrate. We would rather rest than quit.
Yep. And I would say it 100 times is we are here on YouTube so that we can homestead long term. We don't homestead so that we can YouTube.
Thank God.
The cows are gone, but we're here to stay, and the next few months will be all about how we give the land what it needs to regenerate for the next phase of food forests and new animals. Thank you to Olight for helping this video happen. Check out the links below for Black Friday deals and all the products we shared today. We so appreciate you. See you on the next one.